Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. I'm always so excited to be here with you for Pilates Fusion. Thank you so much, as always, anybody who's joining me right now at 9 a.m. for the live class. Really appreciate your support. Hope you have fun every week when we do these classes. Anybody who's watching later, like I said, I really appreciate that you're taking time out of your day to do this workout with me too. As many of you know, the facility actually opened back up for limited use this week. It's been pretty exciting to see some faces back in the building, non-staff faces, member faces. And I just really wanted to give a shout out to all the members who have come through this week. We're obviously working with some different rules at this point to try to make sure that we can keep everybody safe, and everybody who's come through the building has done such an awesome job. Thank you to everyone for wearing your masks in the building, for keeping your distance from everybody else, and just for being positive. Really, everybody who's come through has just been excited to be here. Like I said, we've been so excited to see them as well, and it's just been such a great positive atmosphere so far in the classes that we have run. So we're excited to continue to see more of you coming back in as we continue to move forwards over the next weeks and months. So thanks again. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get our music started, and we're going to begin our class today. As always, you do not need any equipment here. If you have a mat, great. If not, really no worries. Just make sure that you're on a surface that gives you a little bit of support and comfort. And you are also going to want to take your shoes off. It's totally up to you if you want to go barefoot or keep your socks on. Awesome. So we're going to begin in a seated position today. I want you to extend your legs forward down in front of you. Just try to sit up nice and tall. Relax those shoulders down and back. As you breathe in, I want you to extend your legs all the way forwards. Really push out through your heels and try to take a nice strong flex back through your toes so that you start to feel the backs of the legs really opening here. As we exhale, we're just going to tuck the knees back in towards the chest, squeeze those hip flexors, activate them just a little bit, and then go ahead, inhale, extend out, flex those toes back, big stretch. Nice, feels good. Exhale and tuck those knees in. Good, and inhale, push forwards, flex those toes back. Good, exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. We're going to do that just 2 more times. Again, really try to work that stretch through the backs of the legs on that inhale, that push forwards. Last one here. Good, take that push. Nice, excellent. I want you to hold those legs out in that extended position. As you breathe in, sit up nice and tall. I want you to exhale and just gently twist towards one side. Hands connect to the side of the leg in the mat. We're going to inhale as we unwind back through center. And then as you exhale, twist over to that opposite side. Good. Inhaling, flowing through center. And exhaling, twisting. And then nice gentle movements. Since we're still warming up here. Nice, excellent. Really try to keep that spine long in this position. Three, 2, and last one. Unwinding back to center. I want you to draw your heels back and in just a little so you've got small tents to your knees here. Pressing palms to the tops of the shins. I want you to take a deep breath in, roll those shoulders back, press your belly towards the tops of the thighs. Squeeze against those shins a little bit so they can really open the chest and pull backwards. As you exhale, I want you to gently straighten the legs out and start to round forwards. Good, so we're going to inhale, tuck those knees and pull the shoulders back, open the front side of the body. And then exhale, legs extend. We're reaching forwards towards the shin or maybe even towards the toes. Inhale, good, shoulders back. And exhale, legs out. Good, reach towards those toes. We'll do that just a few more times. And always good before we jump into our workout of the day that we do a nice little warm up for those major muscle groups we're going to use in the core. Good, last couple here. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale, stretch. Good, one more. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, stretch. Ooh, excellent. All right, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to go ahead and make our way down onto our mats on our backs here. All right, so taking a moment, as always, anytime we change position and start to work into our work exercises, we want to really just establish good form and a neutral spine position. So here on the mat, I just want you to gently connect your low back to the mat underneath you. Pull your navel up and back so that you feel nice engagement in those muscles through the core. We want to try to keep that sensation of engagement, of drawing back as we're moving here. So arms are going to press down next to the sides of the body. I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, maintain that neutral spine, push up into a shoulder bridge. We're just going to hold here for a few breaths for this first one, just to make sure, again, that we can establish really good form and alignment in this position. And then we're going to start to move into a flow, a little bit more of a fast movement. Knees are set up right in front of our hips here. Again, we're continuing to draw that navel back, even as we squeeze the glutes and lift the hips. We don't want to feel any arching, any excessive curving through that low back space. That's going to be, again, really important as we start to make this a little more dynamic. We're going to hold for just a few more breaths here. You should start to feel a little heat building in these glutes, but shouldn't be a tremendously difficult exercise at this point. Right, one more breath here. Awesome, releasing hips down on the mat. We're going to move into an abdominal hollow. So I want you to extend your arms right up towards the sky. Shoulders are anchored down into the ground. We're going to lift our feet off of the mat so that knees are stacked over the hips. So just holding in this position, continuing to pull, tuck that navel back so that you can keep your low back lightly connected to the mat. Again, this is just starting to warm up those core muscles a little more. Really try to feel a nice solid connection here, all the way from backs of the shoulders, down through that low back, and across your hips. Nice strong contraction here. Again, pull that navel in. I want you to feel those muscles heating, warming, working just a little. We'll take just a few more breaths here. And then we're going to combine these two movements into a little flow. All right, great job, guys. We're going to make this a little more dynamic. I want you to go ahead and release your feet and your arms down to the mat. Make sure everything is in good alignment. Shoulders are anchored. Weight is out of the head. We're going to push up into that shoulder bridge. Now I want you to go ahead and release your bottom back down to the mat. Pick up the arms and the feet. So we're flowing right back into that abdominal hollow. So we're going into our bridge. And then into that hollow. So really watch that low back space here. Again, make sure that before you lift those limbs for your hollow, that the low back is down. Good. Bridge here, push up into it. And then hollow. All right, bridge. And then hollow. So now notice here with the hollow, I'm starting to extend my arms and legs out just a little further away from my torso, just like so. So I can really add some significant challenge to that hollow movement, again, by extending out. So here's that full variation of our abdominal hollow. As you can see, my legs and my arms are pretty close to the ground. I'm hovering just above. I really want you to go as low as you can in that hollow without your low back lifting. So extend. Good. Draw in and push up into that bridge. Good. Extend and push up into that bridge. We've got 4 more of these. 4 more. Extend. Good. And push up into that bridge. So close. 3. Again, engage that core. Keep that low back down. You got this. 2. Nice. Last one. Good. Push up into that bridge. And release down. Whew. All right, great job. So we're going to transition right out of this position now that we're a little bit warmer. We're going to move into a side plank exercise here. So I want you to pick the side that you want to start on. As you guys who do this class with me regularly know, I'm never going to force you to do left or right. Start with what feels most natural for you. Working with the side plank, we have two choices for the upper body. You're going to be able to have a little more range of motion through the exercise if you can work from a position on your palm, so with that arm extended. If that really doesn't feel good for your wrist and you'd like to work from a forearm position, you're welcome to do that as well. And just know that you're going to have to slightly modify your range of motion because you're not going to have as much height underneath you. So legs are folded back like a kickstand. We're squeezing the glutes to push the hips forwards. We're engaging the core by pulling the navel back. I want you to take an inhale, lift your top hand towards the sky, and flow right up into that side plank. As you exhale, I want you to take that top arm and thread the needle. Lift your hips and reach that arm underneath. Reach all the way across to try to touch your opposite hip. I want you to inhale and open up, keep that hip off of the ground, and then exhale, thread that needle. So really contract the obliques, the muscles along the sides of your waist, to try to lift those hips up and make that space to reach that arm underneath. So we're inhaling, lifting. We're exhaling, taking that rotation. Good, that bottom arm, I want you to keep the fingers spread nice and wide on your hand so that you have a good base of support. And I want you to think about lifting up and out of that shoulder of that bracing arm. No sinking, no sagging. I want you to minimize any pressure in that joint. Great job, guys. We've got 7. Inhale and open. Exhale, thread that needle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice, and last one here. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread that needle. Good. All right, great job. Go ahead and move right to the other side. So same exercise, but bracing on that opposite arm. So once again, if you can, come right up onto a straight arm. You can also do the forearm here if you like. Spread your fingers wide. Lift up and out of that shoulder joint. We'll start on an inhale. Top arm extends towards the sky. We've got that great alignment front to back. Exhale, thread that needle. Try to reach for that opposite hip. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. You got this. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Woo, starting to get warm, starting to sweat just a little bit. Last 3 here. 2. Last one, inhale. Exhale, thread that needle, reach for that opposite hip. And release. Woo! All right, nice work. We're going to come back onto our backs here. We are going to revisit that thread the needle movement, but we're going to do something else in between here. So I want you to go ahead and once again come back onto the mat surface. We're going to work on a nice little flow here that's going to build in intensity. So remember, there are always lots of options that I'm going to present to you as we go. So we're going to start with just a nice basic partial curl here. We have 2 options. Hands can press right onto the fronts of the thighs. We'll keep them in that position, sliding up and down as we lift and lower. If you know that your neck tends to feel a little tense without support behind it, it's certainly okay to work this move with fingertips behind the head as well. So we'll start out down on the mat, taking a nice deep breath in. Anchor through that core as you exhale. I want you to peel your head and shoulders up, reach your fingertips towards your knees, use that as your carrot. We're going to inhale and lower back. And then exhale, curl and lift. Now inhale, lower back. Exhale, curl and lift. So not a huge range of motion, right? We're not going very far as we lift up. That's why we're trying to go nice and slow with our breath, so that we can keep those working muscles under load, under tension, just a little bit longer. All right, exhale and curling. Inhaling, lowering back. I'm going to do a couple more with this variation, and then I'm going to show you how to progress this. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, release back. Here's that progression. So I'm just going to lift the feet off of the mat here and place them in what I call the invisible box position. So definitely adds a little bit more intensity for those deep abdominal muscles. If you bring the feet up, I want you to pay extra careful attention to make sure that your low back is still lightly connected to the mat, that you're not feeling a big arch or gap in that area. If you do, just release those feet back down. No worries. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Woo, bring it all the way back to the mat. Release your feet down to the mat and then extend your legs out nice and long. Arms are going to reach past the top of the head. Take that full body stretch. Feels so good. Just regroup for a moment here as we prepare to come into the second part of a 3-part sequence that we're working here. So next phase of this sequence, we're going to keep head and shoulders relaxed back onto the mat. We're going to be working with a toe tap movement here with the lower body. So once again, I want you to really focus on trying to keep that low back connected to the mat underneath you and just having a lot of control through your movement. We'll start back in that invisible box position. Knees are stacked over the hips. Shins are parallel to the floor. So starting on an inhale here, I just want you to drop one set of toes down towards the floor. Make that light connection. And then exhale, stack that knee right over the hip. Alternating sides here. We're inhaling, lowering down, and exhaling, stacking that knee. So again, switching sides. Inhale, lower. Exhale, realign. Inhale, lower. Exhale, realign. You got it. And working with your breath. Going kind of slow and with control. Trying to trace the same path of movement through each leg, each time they lower and lift. And I'm going to do just a few more with this. And then I'm going to show you how to progress this. Good, lower. And lift, lower, and lift. Here's the progression, both legs, lower, and lift. So you get a little more challenging here to keep that low back lightly connected if both legs are moving at once. If you start to feel that gap, just back it off to single leg. You got this. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Excellent, great job. Go ahead and release the feet back to the mat. Extend your legs out nice and long. Arms reach past the top of the head. Keep that full body stretch one more time. Third part of this sequence, we are going to combine those 2 parts of the movement, the upper body part and the lower body part. But again, we'll have options, I promise. So we're going to come back in. I want you to start with your feet up off of the floor and legs in that invisible box position. Just to ensure that we can keep our necks relaxed for this set, I'm going to have you go ahead and place your fingertips right behind your head. So let's start with our single leg variation here, our modification. I want you to begin on an inhale. Pick a leg, lower those toes towards the floor.
As you exhale, I want you to curl your head and shoulders up as that knee draws back into alignment over the hip. We're going to switch sides on the inhale here. Lower those other toes. Exhale, curl and lift. Alternate the leg, lower those other toes. Exhale, curl and lift. So again, we're just flowing side to side with the lower body part of the move here. Keeping that upper body part of the move nice and consistent. Really trying to find a lift under the head and shoulders for the curl. And making sure we're keeping that low back, as always, lightly connected to the mat. So again, I'm going to do just a few more with this variation. You can certainly stay here if this is what feels right for you today. But I'll give you the progression option if you'd like it. Last one like this. Good, and now we're going both legs. Here's the progression. Inhaling, lowering. Exhaling, curling. Whoo, inhale, lower. Exhale, curl. I don't know about you guys, but my abdominals, they are shaking with this one. Good, really check in on that form. We're so close. We've got 5, 4, 3, whoo, that slow controlled tempo. It's getting me. 2. One more. Take an inhale. Lift through that exhale. And release. Great job. Head and shoulders return to the mat. Go ahead, extend those legs out nice and long. Take that full body stretch one more time. Whew, feels so good to lengthen those abdominals out. Try to take some nice deep breaths into that belly space while you've got it nice and open, nice and elongated. All right, awesome guys, such a great job. I know you're working hard out there at home. We are going to come back to our side planks next. So same basic exercise that we did for our side planks last time. We're going to work on that thread the needle movement, trying to reach across to the opposite hip, but I'm going to give you a progression this time. So we started out with legs folded back and stacked like a kickstand. This time we're also going to have the option or the variation to work from a full side plank position. Do note that this is a fairly advanced variation of the exercise. So again, I always want you to do what challenges you, but what you're able to do successfully. You should feel good when you're doing the exercise, not like you're straining to maintain good form. So go ahead and find the side plank that's going to be right for you. You can still take that option where you're on your forearm as well. We're going to go ahead and begin on an inhale, lift those hips, fingertips reach towards the sky. We're exhaling, hips lift. Good, reach. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread that needle, reach across. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. I want you to make sure as you're inhaling and opening that you're lowering those hips back into alignment between your shoulders and your ankles. Good, touch that side plank and then lift back in as you thread the needle under. 7, whoo, keep breathing. You got this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Woo. Inhale, open. Good, release here with control. Great job. Let's go ahead and switch right to that other side. All right, set it up again. Find the position that works for you on palm or on forearm. Legs folded back like a kickstand or legs extended all the way out. We're going to begin on that inhale, finding our side plank, reaching that top arm up. Go ahead, exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, open. Woo! Exhale, thread the needle. Again, lots of body parts, lots of muscle groups working here. Definitely building the strength and building that heat. 8, 7, 6, 5,
3. Stay with me, you're so close. Last two, keep that form dialed in. 1 more, thank goodness, woo. Inhale, open, exhale, release with control. Woo, just take a moment, sit here, extend your legs forwards, and just shake those hands out. I said, I know if you were on a straight arm, sometimes when we're doing, especially dynamic movements from any plank, we can feel that a little bit in the wrists as well. We are going to give the wrists a break here as we come back onto our backs for our next building sequence. So let's go ahead and lay back when you're ready. So we're going to start here with feet flat on the floor as we work into a bicycle or crisscross crunch series. Remember, as we go, choose the options that feel right for you and let you do a really good version of the exercise, not necessarily the hardest one. We're going to begin with fingertips behind the head to keep that neck supported as we move. So you pick which sides you want to start on here. We're going to begin down on the mat with an inhale. As you exhale, I want you to curl your head and shoulders up and just draw one knee up and in towards your chest. We're going to inhale, release it back. And then we're switching sides. Exhale, curl up, good, lift that knee towards your chest. And then inhale, release. Exhaling, lifting, taking that little bit of rotation. Inhaling, releasing. So just continue to move from here. Again, alternating sides, trying to find that nice height underneath the shoulder blades. Excellent, guys. I'm going to do just a couple more like this. And then I'm going to show you a progression. Exhale. And inhale. One more like this. Exhale. And inhale. So now moving my legs into that invisible box position. I'm going to take an inhale at center here. I'm going to exhale, lifting, extending one leg, crunching up. I'm inhaling, returning to center, head and shoulders come back. Exhale, lift and extend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lift and extend. Inhale, back to center. Remember, you can continue to work with that variation we started with where feet were flat on the mat, if that felt better for you. Good, lift. And release. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, good, great job keeping those fingertips nice and light on the back of the head. Last one. Right, inhale, release it back here. Briefly place your feet back on the mat. Just give your knees a gentle drop or rock from side to side like you're doing a little windshield wiper movement. Awesome, bringing legs back to center. We're going to start once again with feet on the ground here. This time we're going to keep our head and shoulders down and back on the mat. So I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Stack your hands together. As you exhale, I want you to lift one foot off of the floor, push into the front of that leg. I want you to try to draw that knee in towards your chest, push away with the hands so that you're creating nice active engagement through the hip flexor and through the abdominals. We're going to inhale and release the foot, back that tension off, and then go ahead, bring up the other leg. Exhale and switch. Push, inhale, release. Exhale, switch, push, inhale, release. You got this. Exhale, switch, push, and inhale, release. Good, again, you're creating the intensity here by trying to pull that knee in as you push with the hands. So really try to work on that connection. Good, I'm going to do just a couple more with this variation. And then, as always, I'm going to layer in a progression for you. Take it if you'd like it. All right, last one like this. Single leg, exhale, push. Still sticking with single leg here,
but working from that invisible box position. I'm going to extend the opposite leg, so I'm pushing on that exhale. I'm inhaling, returning to center, opposite leg, extend, push, exhale, inhale, return to center. Good, exhale, keep that low back down, inhale, center. Exhale, you got this. Inhale, center. All right, keep flowing, we've got 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. This one is sneaky, right? 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, release both feet to the ground. Go ahead, open those arms out and take that nice little windshield wiper side to side again. All right, last part of this sequence before we start to cap it off for the day, as a matter of fact. But we have, again, just that final third part here. We're going to work on a little bit of a combination of that upper body portion of the exercise, that crisscross crunch piece, as well as that little push through the legs. All right, excellent. When you're ready, I want you to start back at center here. Feet are nice and flat. Knees are aiming up towards the sky. We've got head and shoulders back. So again, we're going to combine that little crisscross crunch with the push for the leg. So I want you to start out, stack your hands together, take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to lift your head and shoulders, pull one knee in towards you, try to rotate towards that side to get those obliques working. Exhale and push. Then we're inhaling, releasing back to center. Let's switch sides. Lift up. Exhale, push. Inhale, release back to center. Exhale, push. Find that rotation. Inhale, release to center. You got this. I know, spoiler alert, right? At some point, we're going to have a progression. But just stay here with me for about 5 more. 4, 3, 2, last one like this. All right, now we're going to progress it. So I want you to start legs in the invisible box position. This time as you exhale, lift and push. The opposite leg is extending. All right, try to keep those feet up here. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lift, push, extend. Inhale back to center. You've got to continue to alternate legs here. Whew. All right, excellent job, guys. Exhale, lift, push. You got it. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift, push. Inhale, release. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, so take nice deep breaths. I know you're working, I am too. 2, so close. Last one. Great job. Release all the way back to the mat. Whew, feet hit that mat surface. Open out those arms. Let's take that nice little windshield wiper one more time. Feels so good. Just relax all those spaces that we were working so hard. All right, again, you guys are doing a fantastic job. We are going to go ahead and adjust position once again here. We're going to move onto our bellies on the mat. So we're going to focus a little more on the back side of the body. So I want you to go ahead and just make that transition here when you're ready. Right, so coming down right onto the mat, all the way nice and long on that belly. It is always a little easier when we're starting to work from this position and kind of forget about that core engagement piece. But I really want you to still continue to think about trying to pull your navel up and in towards your spine. Almost like you're trying to create a little hollow or a sensation of less pressure between your belly and the mat underneath you. So we're going to start with an upper body hold here. And basically a Y position, great simple movement to really strengthen all of the extensor muscles up the entire backside of your body. So I want you to begin, arms extended forwards, thumbs are pointing up towards the sky. Arms are in about a Y position, so hands are maybe just a little bit outside of shoulders width apart. I want you to take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to go ahead and lift your arms away from the ground. Good, and press those thumbs towards the sky. I want you to make this a really, really active movement, so we're not just kind of hanging out up here as we hold. I want you to continuously think about lifting, lengthening forwards, and pressing those thumbs, again, to get a little higher up towards the sky. Your gaze is down at the mat in between those upper arms to prevent any excess tension from creeping into your neck. Good, this is a sneaky one. Try to continue to breathe as deeply as you can from this position. I know it's not easy when we're on our bellies. We've got about 10 more seconds. Again, try to lift if you're starting to drift. Lengthen and lift. Reach, reach, reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down to the mat. Woo! Soften that upper half of the body. Let's go ahead and fold the hands back. We're going to stack them and just create a little pillow for the forehead here as we shift our focus to the back side of the body. So legs are nice and long. I want you on your next inhale just to start to peel the tops of your legs away from the mat surface. So you've got just a little bit of a gap there. Then we're going to begin to essentially flutter kick from this position. All right, we're going to place the top of the head, the forehead, right against the backs of the hands, again, to keep any excess tension from generating in the neck and the shoulders. And I just want you to work those little controlled kicks. You should really begin to feel the muscles in your bottom and your hamstrings starting to work, as well as your low back. And again, we're continuing to keep that focus on pulling the navel up and in. Give me about 15 more seconds here. Try to keep those little flutter kicks, as tight and controlled as you can. No flailing here. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax those legs back down on the mat. Excellent job. We're going to shift back to the upper half of the body here with another hold. This time we're going to be working from a T position. So arms are going to open out across the long sides of the mat. So we're in that lowercase letter T to start. I want you to take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, lift those arms away from the ground. Keep a little bit of softness in your elbows. I don't want you to hyperextend your elbow joints in this position. Think about drawing your shoulder blades together as you push your arms up towards the sky. Make your chest as open as possible as it lifts away from the mat underneath you. Again, gaze is down. Reduce that tension in the neck. Don't forget to breathe. Good, 10 seconds. You got this. Like I said, these are pretty sneaky, right? Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release back to the mat. Let's go ahead and bring those arms back in. We're going to stack the hands on top of one another to create that little pillow for our foreheads as we come back to our flutter kicks from this position. So go ahead, take a nice deep breath in, release that forehead down, and then lift your legs up. Start to take those nice, gentle little kicking movements. Again, think more about tight, controlled moves here than trying to go really big. Imagine that each leg is one long unit from your hip down through your toes. And again, take nice deep breaths. Keep working, about 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Soften and release the legs. Ouch. All right, guys, we've got just one more cycle we're going to work through here. One more hold for the upper body, one more time for those flutter kicks, and that basically wraps us up for today. You're doing great. Stay with me just a little bit longer. This time for the upper body, we're going to work on a W hold. So what I want you to do is just go ahead and draw your elbows in next to the sides of your body. We've still got that position through the hands where the thumbs are pointing up towards the ceiling. I want you to take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and lift your chest and the arms and hands away from the mat. Keep that tuck back and in through the elbows as you push the thumbs up towards the sky. Again, make this a really active movement, not a passive one. Try not to just hang out and just hold here. I want you to continuously think about lifting upwards. We might not be lengthening the arms forwards here, but I want you to think about lengthening through your spine. Press the top of your head forwards. Elongate your neck. 15 seconds. Hold it, hold it. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release all the way down. All right, let's finish out with those flutter kicks. Stack those hands, make that little pillow for your forehead. Last time here. Let's go ahead and release the forehead down. Take that inhale and just start to peel the legs away from the mat surface. Then let's move right into those tight, controlled flutter kicks. Again, continue to pull your navel up and back towards your spine. Keep that space working, engaging as well. 20 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Soften, release. Woo. Let's go ahead and push up and away from the mat. I want you to open your knees out towards the long edges of your mat. Or just open them wide if you don't have a mat. Big toes pressed together. We're going to sit back. Woo. Feels good into a nice wide child's pose here. Push your belly, your chest, and your forehead down towards the mat. Keep those arms nice and long out in front of you. And just breathe here. All right, from this position, I want you to lift yourself up just enough so that you can draw your knees back together underneath your body. Then I want you to sit back towards your hips. Keep those arms really long. I want you to walk your hands all the way over towards the right long edge of your mat. Sit back through that left hip and really try to lengthen out the side of your body here, that left side. Awesome. Let's go ahead and walk hands back through center. And we're going to go all the way over towards that left long edge of the mat, sitting back through that right hip, opening that right side of the body. Right, awesome. Let's walk the hands back to center. You can push up and out of this child's pose. That is what I've got for you today. That is all she wrote.
Thank goodness. That was a sweaty one. I don't know about you guys, but I was definitely working this morning. Hopefully you were too. Thank you as always. If you can hit this video with a like, comment, or share, that really helps us to be able to make sure that people are already accessing the videos, but that others also are able to see them. We really appreciate that. So thank you guys so much. Like I said, if you're starting to think about coming back to the building, or you already have, or you have any questions about anything that we're offering or what's going on here at the Y, you are always welcome to reach out to me directly. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Happy Thursday. Don't forget to continue to check our virtual schedules for all the offerings we continue to add every week, and I'll see you again really soon.